What up, what up, what up, what up? Y'all already know what time it is. Michael Smalls. Okay, it is me, Benji the Ruler, Street Super, the Mafia, I'm Mob ENT. We are live and in full effect. This is another episode of The Real Right Show. And today we are going to be talking about Mexico real estate, Mexico development, the economy, the market, living abroad, exit planning from the States. We're actually going to get into some land plots that are for sale over here in Puerto Vallarta. And my special guest, Diani Damayanga, she is the official Cancun Black Ambassador, and she is a real estate agent as well. She is also going to do a presentation on some plots that they have available on the Cancun side. All right, thank you to all of our viewers who are viewing on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Currently, right now, we are live on YouTube. I am getting ready to go live on Instagram, and then we are going to we're going to bring her in. All right. All right. So now we are currently live on Instagram on my cellular device. We are live on YouTube. Again, this is Benji the Ruler, Street Super the Mafia, I'm Mob ENT, Michael Smalls from Keller Williams, Bahia. Today we are talking about real estate in Mexico, exit planning, our journey from the States, what areas in Mexico to move to, okay, the economy, the currency. I have a market analysis that I would like to do and go over with y'all so we can talk about stats in certain areas. We're going to talk about real estate, the current state of real estate. We're also going to talk about the future of real estate here. And we're also going to talk about financing options and some skill sets or tools that you're going to need while you're living here or you're living abroad. Of course, you're going to need international banking. We got some tips for you to avoid international fees, what banks to use, what areas to frequent, just, general information. And of course, if you guys want to contact us outside of this interview, we also have our contact information available for you. So without further ado, give me a thumbs up if you are ready. You ready? All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring Deani in. Let's go. All right, welcome to the
Hello.
Real Right Show.
How are
Thank you very much.
you?
Thank you for joining. I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing.
Right.
Thank you for joining us. Let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Hello, my name is Diani, also known as Dama Yanga, and I'm a pro exit planner here in the state of Quintana Roo, which is in the Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Puerto Morelos, all that good area right there where the water is just turquoise blue and lovely. It is a
Yes.
paradise, and this is what I do.
All right. And actually let them know what it is that you do.
Well, I assist people who are looking into moving here to Quintana Roo or any parts of Mexico. And I assist them in transitioning and going with an easier flow. So for us, we had to figure it out and kind of just like, stub our toe, bump our head. But now, since we are here, we've been here for I've been Mexico for 10 years, but in Cancun for 6 years. So I ironed out all the kinks, connected with most of the people here, and now I just help the transition go a lot smoother. So you don't have to do the hard work because we already did it for you. And I also assist people with housing as well if they want to come here short term, which is either anywhere from a month. So tomorrow I'll host a group for a month of 7 people and I'll show them what it's like living here, grocery shopping, all the good stuff. And so that is what I do.
And I think it's
Yay!
very important. Yeah, I think it's very important to actually give them that experience when they come because it allows them to get deeply engulfed in the area. They'll know where to shop, where to grocery shop, transportation, clubs, bars to go to, where to shop, what areas to stay away from, and things like that. So I think it's very resourceful that you're able to assist them in that aspect. And I actually even talked to another real estate agent, and we can talk about this as well. I'm gonna just get him a little behind the scenes tea, doing real estate tours, because I do believe that I think that'll be a great idea. To be able to take your clients to different properties. You have people that'll fly in just for that, just to see properties. I had some clients that flew in just to see properties, and fly in and fly out. So that's definitely a great resource. Now, I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams. I have been doing real estate through Keller Williams since September of this year. Prior to that, I have about, I would say, 7 years in real estate, probably longer, in the States. So it's kind of astounding to be able to do it here, and to do it legitimately, and to be able to work under a prestigious global real estate agency like Keller Williams. So just to let you guys know, some of the topics that we're going to talk about on the show today, our journey from the States. Okay, we're going to give you a little inside scoop on our journey from the States. We're going to give you some inside scoop on what areas to move to. Okay, what areas to move to when you decide, if you decide to move to Mexico. Okay, we're also going to talk about real estate. Of course, we're here to talk about real estate. The economy, the currency, the Mexican peso. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the what they're calling it, the super peso right now, because the value is going through the roof right now. So the U.S. dollar is losing its value right now. So I think it's very important that we talk about these things so that you understand fully how the systems work, how currency work, how conversion rates work. Because I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with the U.S. dollar, but when you start moving and traveling internationally and abroad, you want to start thinking about the different currency and conversion rates and things like that. Okay. We're going to talk about the second and third Exodus, right? The second and third Exodus, in my opinion, is basically a large multitude of people leaving a certain area. I would think that, of course, people have been leaving and moving around for a while. I really do believe that the first Exodus was in 2020 during COVID. I feel like a lot of people started moving around in 2020, 2021. And I feel like every year after that, there are more and more people that are starting to leave the States. And at least, even if they're not permanently leaving, people are getting their passport and they're doing research and going to other countries to find out where it is that they want to go. So we're going to talk about the second and third Exodus, and we're going to talk about skill sets and tools that you need to travel and move abroad, right? So it's not going to make sense for you to be out here and just out here. You don't know who to get a bank account with. You don't know the currency rates. You don't speak the language. You don't know what Google Translate is. You don't know English or Spanish. Although that's how I got here. When I first got here, I didn't know any of this, right? So just like how she was saying, we went through what you don't have to go through to some degree. We've already taken those steps. We've already done the research. We've already generated these resources. We've already generated these connections and this knowledge of the laws and the policies and the procedures. So that's why we're here. And we want y'all to have the same access to the information. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to talk about financing options. I think it is very important that, like I said, we understand how the systems work and how to leverage our credit or cash flow in say in Mexico. Because as we know because we live here, right? Mexico is a cash-based country, period. But now they're starting to implement more financing options. Okay, when I first got here, they didn't have many financing options. So I'm going to do a slight presentation on the different financing options that are applicable for you guys. If you all are familiar with my channel, for those of you who were here on last week, or I think it was the week before last, I interviewed a representative from Creditaria, okay, and they are a financing company who finances real estate, okay, and your credit score has to be on the high end, 689 average. You can have a 609 and still get approved for a mortgage for a cross border loan to purchase a property over here. But they have a separate committee that goes over your credit report, and they report off of your experience score. All right, so we'll get into that later. Right now, we're going to talk about our journey from the States. So, Diani, if you want to fill them in, what was your journey to Mexico like from the States?
Well, how do we kind of make this short? Wow.
Right.
Um, whew. So I just like to sum it up as a self mastery journey. I did not come here because my life in the United States was horrible. I had a wonderful life. I have a wonderful life in the
Right.
United States is still. I came for multiple multitude of reasons, but if I were to say like the top five, it would be my journey here was one because I had the opportunity to. Like, why not? It doesn't
Mhm.
always have to be a reason, you know. We're able
Right.
to, travel abroad. And, when you think about where we came from as, African Americans or Black people, there was a time where we weren't able to do that. So
Yes.
taking advantage of that is huge, for me, and a huge reason why. Um, just trying something different. I met a guy on Instagram who lived in Mexico, and a year after we met, he was kind of like, "Quit your job, come move with me." And I'm like, "To Mexico?" I'm like, "You're crazy." And he's like,
Oh
"You're scary."
wow.
And so calling me scary was like, what am I afraid of?
Right.
So that's another reason. So that's two. Three, the food in the United States was literally killing me. I'm not even playing. I'm not even making it sound more than what it is. I was in a hospital bed on my
It's killing
deathbed.
everybody.
You know,
Killing
it
everybody.
was crazy. Yeah, I was really on my deathbed. No, I was literally on my deathbed. I had to have surgery. And the doctor
Oh
said it was from
wow.
the food. Yeah, so I was sick as hell. And that was a huge reason just to see if, if it is the United States or whatever. And then four, I started a business with the guy that I met on Instagram, and we had the opportunity to travel throughout Mexico. And I took advantage of that, quit my job, just quit it. Crazy lady. Like,
Fuck it.
I was 38 years old, and I'm like, hey, it's just tangible shit. Let's go. And then five, I would say it was like a like a natural. My natural return to natural hair journey was a catalyst as well as to why I wanted to, just seek more of. I feel like there was more to me, and I belong everywhere. I'm a person of the earth, of the land, and I wanted to figure out more of the land. So there we go.
Right. Yeah, well, my story was kind of similar to, but mine was more so on a calling basis. I really believe that I was called here because I really did receive a call. But a couple years, I had a friend who lived in Playa del Carmen, and she had been there for a while with her daughters, and she had been talking to me about the experience and, you know, moving outside of the country. I'm not going to say it's too far fetched from my family because I have an uncle who currently lives in Japan and I have another one that lives in Germany, and they've been, military out of the country for 30, 40, 50 years. So it's not too far fetched, but for like my immediate siblings, I'm the first one to do it. And same with you. I had a thriving life in the States, a thriving business. In California, I'm very well off. I wasn't missing a beat. I didn't really have to leave. But like I said, I received a call, and I was in Vegas celebrating my birthday, and I literally got a download to leave. And it's crazy how I missed my flight to go back to Sacramento, and there was no more flights for the rest of that night. For the rest of the night, and I didn't want to sleep over in no airport, and it wasn't offering me a hotel room. So just crazy. The next flight out was to Mexico, and I asked them to switch my ticket, and I was like, man, if they switch my ticket, it's a sign. Like I'm just gonna go, and I'll fucking figure it out when I get there. The man switched my ticket, and when he switched my ticket, I got on the plane, and when I got off, everything was in Spanish. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I figured it out, and I started getting connected, and I went through a couple different cities until I made it to Puerto Vallarta. And when I got here, I Airbnb'd it out at first because I didn't really know, how rentals worked. I didn't know how real estate worked here. So, we all are like, for the expats that are watching, that's one of our go-tos, Airbnb, Verbo, Peerspace, whatever, Facebook Marketplace for some. And that's what I did. And then after that, I started moving around and getting connected with the locals. And I landed a contract at the local TV radio station. And it's been up ever since. So, that was my story of what brought me here. And I'm still here thriving. And I'm thankful for that. So now let's get into some of the areas to move into. Before we get into a list, because I actually made a list for y'all um, to get into. So without looking at the list, we can kind of go back and forth off of each other. What are some areas that you would suggest people to visit?
Well, I'll tell you the hot spots here in
Right,
Mexico for
that works.
there's
Yeah,
different there's parts where a lot of people go to retire. There's parts where a lot of the black community goes. There's parts where people just go because it's just a fun place to go and it's free,
great.
as far as free minded, open minded. So I know like the hot spots for like a lot of retirees is San Miguel de Allende. There
Yes,
is
Oaxaca,
um, say it again.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Mhm.
There's another one, and I'm forgetting the name of it. I cannot believe it.
Veracruz
No,
is
not
good for Guanajuato,
not Guanajuato.
Mérida,
Not Merida. Um,
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 Monterrey, Mexico City.
no, no, no. It'll probably come to me later. But I know a few
Yeah.
people in.
Mhm.
I know a few people there in San Miguel de Allende. I know a few
Mhm.
people in Mexico City. Personally, I've been to Mexico City. I, I can't count how many times I've been to Mexico City. The thing about
Right.
Mexico City is it gets cold. It rains almost every day, and it's high in elevation and pollution. A lot of
Wow, I
people,
didn't know that.
yeah, and they have earthquakes. I'm done with earthquakes. I'm from San Francisco, so.
We've had a couple. We
But
don't have
everyone,
that many over here.
you said,
I say we have them, but we don't have that many over here. I've only experienced maybe like three or four, and they weren't too bad.
right,
Too bad.
right.
Yeah.
I know a really good lady who I call my mom. I call her Mama Mexico. She lives in Estapa, Zihuatanejo. Beautiful
Mm-hmm.
place. It's on the
Yes.
Pacific. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. It's in Guerrero.
Yes.
So,
Guerrero.
um, hmm where else do I know
Yep. So
people at? I
those
know,
are some great areas, definitely for retirees.
right.
And here as well, there are a lot of retirees in Puerto Vallarta. A lot of older married couples. Um, and this is one of these safer areas. Is definitely one of the top beach destinations. Definitely one of the top safest spaces here. A lot of expats come here as well. Also, Puerto Vallarta is known for being a LGBTQ centered travel destination as well. We have a super
Hmm.
huge
Hmm.
gay pride that's annual every year. We have the romantic zone where a lot of the LGBT clubs are centered at. But outside of that, there are a lot of straight peoples that come to and that live here and that retire here. So it's not strictly just for that. We want to let you guys know that it's a safe and open space to everyone. So I think that's another reason why a lot of the straight people come here as well, because they know, well, hey, if they can live here comfortably and be safe, we can too with no problem. So
Right, right,
Puerto
right.
Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta is a great space. Guadalajara, travel there frequently. They have a lot of designer stores there, a lot of monuments and dope historical landmarks there. Um, we mentioned Mexico City, Monterrey, um, Veracruz. Veracruz, there are a lot of Afro Mexicans there. So we're going to go ahead and get into the actual list. Those were just some that came off of the top of our dome. I'm going to share my screen so that the viewers that are viewing on YouTube can see it as well. And if you can, just let me know if you can see my screen, Deani.
Not, yeah, yeah, it's coming up now. It's coming, it's thinking. Oh, Lake Chapala. I think that's what I was talking about, Lake Chapala.
You can see it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is a small presentation that I created for us today. And of course, are you looking to buy or rent real estate in Mexico, residential, commercial, or land, or if you're looking to develop here as well? These, like she was saying, are hot spots. Some of them are more for retirees, some are for expats. Some of them are a little low key. They aren't touristy areas yet, but some of them are actually growing. Sayulita, which is about an hour away from Puerto Vallarta, San Blas, Tepic, Tapalpa, Ixtapa. She just mentioned Ixtapa, Comala, Tequila, Manzanillo, Zapopan. Zapopan is near Guadalajara. We just talked about Guadalajara. Tlaquepaque, I can't
Clacky,
pronounce that.
it's Clacky Paki.
Tlaquepaque,
You hear me?
okay.
Yeah, Clacky
Yep,
Paki. It's beautiful. I've been
Claqui.
there.
See, she's been to
Mm-hmm.
Tlaquepaque,
Clacky
Mazamitla,
Paki.
Mazatlan. I've been to Mazatlan before I came here. Lagos, de Moreno, Monterrey. Monterrey is near the border area. I know some people over there. Aguascalientes, Tulum, Querétaro. She just talked about that. Te, Tequisquiapan, Tequisquiapan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
I've been
pronounce
there.
that specifically. I'm gonna ask my Spanish teacher to teach me. Playa del Carmen, Guanajuato. We talked about those two areas. You're actually near Playa del Carmen, correct?
Yeah, it's about 30, 40 minutes, 40 minutes from where I'm at.
Guanajuato. I was looking at properties in Guanajuato. Merida is definitely in the top five for safe areas to go to. It is also on the cheaper side when it comes to real estate. Cancun is where she's located in right now. La Ventana, Pascuaro, Zehuatenejo. Zehuatenejo is a nice spot. I think that's the one that has the hot spring place, right? I think that's the hot
That's
spring
close to
place.
San Miguel de Allende.
Yeah, I think they're both close to each other. Yeah, because I got it right. It's San
Nuh-uh.
Miguel de
Zihuatanejo,
Allende, which
no,
is open.
Zihuatanejo is
Mhm.
not close to San Miguel. Zihuatanejo is not close to San Miguel. San Miguel is near Mexico City.
So you just said it was close to what?
So Zihuatanejo is in Guerrero. It's near the Pacific border, the Pacific Ocean.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I think they have hot spring. I think that's the place that has the hot springs. I have to I gotta look to find the link, but I looked at a tour that has this it's like a bunch of hot springs in this place in the mountains. I'm not sure if it was a Guataneo. I thought it was, but I'll look and I'll post it sometime this week.
Yeah, it's close to
San Miguel
Querétaro.
de Allende,
Hmm.
Mexico City, we talked about that. Oaxaca, we talked about Oaxaca. We know some people in Oaxaca. As a matter of fact, major shout out to Suki. Suki has a co-working space. It's like a bed and breakfast as well. She's located in Oaxaca. She also has a course, a Mexico home buying course that is available online. You guys can check that out at mexicohomebuyingcourse.com. I have a discount code for you guys. The discount code is EX9WZX93. Or you can follow her on social media. Her name is Suki Goki Hills on Facebook. But again, she has some property and she's developed some properties in Oaxaca, and definitely check it out. All right. So those are some areas to move to when you are taking in consideration of safety, you're taking in consideration climate, traffic, touristy areas. It's a nice, that's a nice range of different spaces, I believe, as far as the list that I
Right.
generated. Because a lot of times when we see people in the group, people ask, well, what's the best place to go? Or what's the best part of Mexico to move
Yeah.
to? And it's like you need to elaborate on what you're looking for or what type of person you are. If do you have children? Are you LGBTQIA? Do you have any roots
Hmm.
here? Looking for party towns? Are you looking for touristy areas? Do you want to be more inland? Do you want to be near the beach? So definitely elaborate in these groups when it comes to communicating in these groups. Okay. All right. So next we're going to talk about the economy, the currency, and market analysis. How do you feel about the economy in Mexico?
Ooh, it is booming. It is the fastest growing economy right now. It's like it actually um, has taken over in manufacturing from China. A lot of people are not understanding like what is really going on in Mexico. Where'd you go? All right, he had to step out for a second. I don't know if everyone can still hear me, and I don't know. I can't see. Uh-oh. Do I have to leave? There we go.
Are you? Yeah, we just the internet just flickered. I don't know what happened. You still here though? You good? I think we're still
Yeah,
live. Yeah, we're still live.
I'm right here.
All right. So we were talking
Okay.
about the economy. How do you feel about the economy in Mexico?
Yeah, Mexico is booming. It has actually taken over in manufacturing over China. So it is the number one world's most like probably manufactured country in the world. Like all the companies are coming here. I heard that over like 30% of China's manufacturing companies have came here already. The economic growth is booming, and because of that, there is now a middle class that is building. They estimated by 20, I believe 2050. What are we in 2020 30 2030
In
or
2020.
yeah 2030 or yeah I think like over 50% will be in the middle class. Like it's like we're trading more. Like we've always been trading with we're essentially located here in Mexico. Like Mexico's near everything. We're trading with Canada and the US like crazy. It has, like I said, trade
United
with
States,
the US and
China,
Mexico
everywhere.
has
Basically
surpassed
everywhere.
China. It has surpassed China.
Yes.
So look, there's so much growth coming here. People really are not understanding like
On
what's
top
really
of
going on.
that, you have the Amazon. The Amazon warehouse that they brought here just recently. Elon Musk has just opened a Tesla factory in San Luis Potosi. On top
Mm-hmm.
of that, we're going to go over some facts. Mexico is the 15th largest economy in the world with a gross domestic product of 1,269 billion. Okay, the Mexican economy has been growing at an average rate of 2.1% during the last 10 years. The economy contains rapidly developing modern industrial and service sectors with increasing private ownership. Okay, the Mexican economy grew by 4.8% in 2021, and after an 8.2 fall the previous year due to COVID-19. Now, I heard a lot of locals talk about how hard they were hit during the COVID-19, but the way that they're bouncing back from that with so many expats moving and so many people coming to do development, there's definitely a lot of growth going on. Mexico's growth is supported by its trade openness, a strong export manufacturing base connected to global value chains, integrated with the United States, stable macroeconomics frameworks, and ongoing economic and social concerns include low real wages, high unemployment, inequitable income distribution, and a few advancement opportunities for the larger indigenous population in the impoverished southern states. Now, I will also like to add that they just did a um, minimum wage raise. So they are definitely um, raising the minimum wage, and I think that is some great information. I think that is great for them to do on behalf of the locals because they really do. Like when you live here, you see like they really work hard for themselves, for each other, and for their families. So I definitely believe that that minimum wage was needed because if I'm not mistaken, it was very low. It was very, it was very low. So for them to do that, it just shows that there's a lot of money, there's a lot of development coming into the country. So we'll get into this Latin focus consensus real quick. I'm going to share my screen and let's get into the meat and potatoes is what they like to call it, and then we'll get into real estate because that's what I know a lot of you guys came here for. But it's good to know about the economy as well. All right. So I'm sharing my screen, and right now we are going to pull up the Latin Focus Consensus Forecast. Now, this is for Mexico for May of 2022. Of course, we're still in 2023. So maybe the next consensus report won't come until next year for 2023. So we'll just go off of what we see here. Um, and after flatlining in Q4, the economy expanded sequentially in Q1. This is quarter one, quarter four, on a sharp rebound in services activity, likely as the impact of last year's labor outsourcing ban wore off. Industry also gained steam and amid healthier vehicle production and strong U.S. port demand, while agricultural output contracted. In Q2, quarter two, available data suggests continued, albeit moderate, growth. The PMIs were in expansionary territory in April, while consumer confidence became more upbeat. That said, tighter financial conditions and slowing U.S. import demand could be hurting momentum. In April, the government's proposal to boost the state's role in the electricity sector at the expense of private farms was defeated in Parliament. However, the president's pro state agenda continues. Immediately after the setback, his government nationalized lithium reserves, making it likely that business sentiment will stay weak ahead. In 2022, growth is seen slowing due to higher inflation and interest rates and ebbing momentum in the US. Moreover, an uncertain domestic business environment will likely cap private investment. I'm gonna stop with that because honestly, this is 2022, and this was a challenging time for them. Just by going off of this report. Inflation increased by 7.7% in April from March's 7.5, the highest rate since January 2001 in May. The government announced measures to contain inflation, which together with higher interest rates and fuel subsidies should help to moderate price pressures by year end. Now that's a good that was actually good to see, okay? Um what do you think about that? Where just this one sentence, these two sentences right here. The inflation increased to 7.7% in April from March's 7.5%, the highest rate since January 2001. Now this is this is what I zeroed in on. In May, the government announced measures to contain inflation, which together with higher interest rates and fuel subsidies should help to moderate price pressures by year end. What does that mean to you?
Exactly what you said earlier, that they're increasing wages and paying people more to keep up with the inflation.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? You can't hear me?
Yeah, I'm
Hello?
here. Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you. No,
Did you hear what
I
I
can
said
hear you the
earlier?
whole time. You said you was talking about yeah,
Oh,
you
oh,
said you
okay,
was talking
okay.
about increasing minimum wage, and I heard you the whole time.
Just like here in Cancun, they just increased the law enforcement's pay by
Mm-hmm.
82%.
Yes.
82%. And this is in an effort to stop the bad reputation that the police force has here. And they want,
Yes.
some real professionals, to, minimize the crime and, how they treat,
Mm-hmm.
the guests that come here, which is the tourists.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that
That's the
that
money.
hopefully that will do something, you
Yeah,
know?
that's the money. Yeah, that's the money. And that's basically what I was just asking. Like the fact that, you know, the media tries to make Mexico look like this, super bad or dangerous place. With certain things that are happening, at least we can see that the government is active in trying to change the trajectory and the image of all of this bullshit that is being portrayed in the media. My whole thing in this statement that I was looking at though was together with higher interest rates and fuel subsidies should help to moderate price pressures by year end. Talking about inflation and the ways that the government are trying to find ways to balance it out. Just let's just take in perspective the rent, right? Have you guys been seeing increases in rent lately or over the past year or two or so?
Just because of the peso, the mighty peso, the super peso. That's the only
The super
reason.
peso, right? You said
hmm
what?
Yeah, that's the only rent increase Sweden had. But I think every
Mm-hmm.
year it does increase, though. The rent does increase every year.
Mm-hmm.
On top
Yeah,
of that,
we haven't had one every year. I think last year was the most significant increase. This year, honestly, it's been on a fluctuating basis because it really depends on the season too. Do y'all have seasonal rent there, like high season, low season?
not as far as rent goes. No, they have
Yes.
Mexican price and
Mhm.
tourist price. I'll tell you that.
Right. Well, see, yeah, we definitely have that. We definitely have that, but we have a high season and a low
Let's not
season.
play.
Yeah, yeah, that we definitely got that. You got a foreigner price or a quote unquote gringo price, and then you have a basic price. Yeah, so but
Don't
no,
play.
we really do have a high season price and a low season price. And like so let's per se right now. Right now we're in high season. High season normally starts around October for Dia de los Muertos, around that time, and it usually ends, I would say, around they say March, Aprilish, right? Because people come. mostly come to Mexico when it's cold in the States or when it's cold in Canada or when it's cold where they're at. So they come here. Um, and that's what they consider high season. So right now, the rents and the rates are higher right now because we're in high season. So yeah, we talked about the economy. Let's talk about currency real quick. We did a little slight market analysis. Let's talk about the currency. You mentioned the super peso. Um, from experience, because you've been here quite a while. I'm going on 4 years. I think you've been here. You said going on about 10, right? Back and forth about 10.
Back and forth. Yep. Mhm.
So when you first came, like what was the currency rates like then? Like was it at 20? Because I hear some tourists saying, "Oh, well, we've been coming here 20, 30 years. We remember when the peso was at 12." And I'm like, "Damn, I can't imagine that. Could you imagine when it was 12? We crying about
And some
17."
people been here when it's been 22.
Right. That's what I'm so what was it like?
You
Like where
know,
was it at when you came?
always been 20. I've never had it drop
Yeah.
lower than like 19, 20, maybe probably 18
Besides
for a
today.
day or something, you know,
Besides today. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It was
so
like that. It was like that when I got here. It was like I'm telling you, it was at a strong 20 piece, a strong 20 piece.
right.
And it started trickling down. Started trickling down from 20 USD from 20 USD to 19 to straddling between 18, 19 and these days we are at a stern 17. A stern 17,
Stern.
17. I'm talking about stern. I'll be looking at my apps and trying to see, man, like, damn, that bitch still at a stern 17, 17.4.
I don't even look no
Uh,
more. I don't even look no
I'm a
more.
look,
I'm just
I'm a
like,
look
all
real
right.
so we can. It be pissing me off sometimes, but I'm gonna look now because I want to give them a real time number, and then we are going to get into real estate, and I'm gonna break down some numbers because I know a lot of people want to know numbers and how it works and how to break the shit down. Oh my god, I shouldn't have looked. We're at 16.9. Yep. So yeah,
Horrible.
so the US baby, the US dollar. Well, mine says 16.97. I'm gonna show y'all just so y'all know I'm not for those of you who
That is
can see.
horrible.
16.97. Okay. This is where it's currently at. Um, so let's talk about real estate, right? How is real estate over there? Is it crazy? Is it popping? Is it selling like hotcakes? What is the real estate market like on your side?
Here, people are, it's land more than property. Like,
Mhm.
land lots are just flying off the shelf. People are just coming from everywhere, buying up lots, all around the Quintana Roo area, even in the Yucatan. It's crazy. It's like the time. Guaranteed, purchase a lot. You're going to see a 25% increase on your land every year for sure, guaranteed,
Yep,
So it is
yep.
hot.
What are the interest rates like?
We don't. So pre-sale land is 0% interest free on all pre-sale land. You are not charged interest
Right.
on any pre-sale land. So that's
Hmm.
the amazing thing about getting, here first and getting those lots. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, for over here, it's like both. Like they're buying up everything. They're buying up
Hmm.
everything. And then the people are selling everything. You have a lot of people who are being, just being honest, they're being priced out, of a lot of different areas. So people are selling their stuff. They don't want the stress of it. They're moving to different areas. And then as far as the land is concerned, from what I'm viewing is there is a lot of development going on, so people are starting to the development is starting to move towards the outer skirts and the outer areas of the central area, because we're in a bay. We're literally ocean front, right? So it's only so far, it's only so much space, so much room you have until you start cutting into the Sierra Madre Mountains. But they're still finding space. But everything is definitely selling like hotcakes here, like everything. And I do believe that
Right.
it's gonna turn up some more because, like I said, people are starting to, look for that exit, look for those exit strategies. So what if you could give a price for an average lot? Um, what would you say for how would we measure it?
So all lots are approximately about an acre, which is 400 square meters here. And so each lot, it was priced at like 172 pesos per square meter, but now it has like
Mhm.
increased like 292% now. That's how fast everything is growing here.
It's
So you're
growth.
paying
Yes.
roughly about 650 pesos per square meter right now. So a lot that is about 400 square meters would probably cost you anywhere from like, I think 13,000 USD and up, which is not bad at all.
Yes. No, it's not. No, it's not. I did a quote for my brother, and we were talking about real estate, and we wanted to break it down for y'all so that y'all can understand how it works and how they do math, because they measure by square meters. A lot of us are familiar with square footage, and a lot of y'all aren't familiar with the conversion of the peso and stuff like that. So let's just say 1,000 square feet, rounded off into 92 square meters. Okay, 1,000 square feet rounds off to about 92 square meters. 92 square meters at the rate that I'm looking at for one of my plots, because we're going to bring up these plots in a second, is around the same price, about 129 USD per lot. And we're looking at about 12,000 per. So it's around the same thing over here as over there as well. And then you just want to make sure that, okay, this is my question though. Now with the lots, do y'all have a certain requirement on timing after you put the down payment on the land that you have to come in to close or sign the paperwork? So I can
Oh, no.
just
Oh,
put it
yeah.
down paperwork and hold it.
It, yeah. And you have to make all your payments, and then you have I believe a month to two to come out and sign on your paperwork before it's forfeited.
That's good. See,
I
that's
think it's
good.
three
See, they
months.
give. That's good. And maybe it's different depending on the actual real estate company that you go through. Because I know these specific plots that I'm looking at and that I've been going to for the past couple of weeks, they're allotting 15 days. After you've ran your credit and you found your financing and you made your down payment, 15 days. I'm gonna pull that up in a second. So I'm not sure if, like I said, if that's just specific to each real estate agency or the owners, or but yeah, they're requiring 15 days. All right,
Yeah, this is
so
cash. They're
yeah,
doing
but see,
cash out here.
it's still good that we have the option to finance, because a lot of people aren't just finna be dropping. Some people are, but you know how some people are. Like, you got some people that will. You got some people that will pull up with the straight cash and just drop it on it, and we'll handle the rest later. Then you have some people that would prefer to run credit or would prefer to use financing options. Um, so you have different buyers. Every buyer is not the same. So
Right.
let's talk about these plots real quick then. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna pull up yours, and then we'll pull up mine.
We got a few more minutes to, well,
Definitely
10 more
with
minutes.
them implementing more financing options is definitely gonna boost more sales and more leads because that is what is stopping them from getting a lot of money. I promise you.
Hmm.
I know. I just feel like these financing options is what's gonna bring it. Okay, so this is. Hold up, where's yours? Oh, I got it down here. My bad. Here we go. All right, so if you want, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so if you want to go ahead.
So this is one of the developments right here, Kuche, and basically it's showing you at the bottom left where you see it says 173 square meters right there. That's what it was a couple years ago, right? And it says 249%, and it has the arrow going up. That's how much it has increased in the last couple years. So basically, it's giving you a heads up, like saying, look at it as an investment because this is how much this land is increasing, and this is how much your return on
Mhm.
investment will be if you get it before they start building on it, right? So all
Correct.
these right here are pre-sale lots, and this right here is basically like showing you what they were going for and what they're actually selling for now, because
Hmm.
this is 0% financing on pre-sale land, so you are not charged any type of percentage rate. And it shows you about every 400. It says every square meter is priced at 605 now, but each lot is about an acre, which is the 400 square meters we talked about earlier. So you're getting a lot. That's what it says, 13,370 USD for a lot. Like, that is
Hmm.
unheard of, right? And all you have to put down, and it's for 48 months, is 2,674 USD. That's how much you have to put down to secure that lot. And
Right.
every month after that, for 48 months, you are going to pay $23, $223 USD.
$223. Hmm.
Yes. And you can have up to three people on your contract as buyers on each
Oh
contract.
wow, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. You can split that three ways. One person can handle that, but just to have three people,
Right.
until you figure out what you want to do with it.
Right. And
So and then
these are
these
amenities
specific,
included.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you good. So, but these land, this actual area right here comes with the water and electricity as well.
Yeah, everything is basically no, it's just a lot. That's all you,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just a lot. But all the
Mm-hmm.
developers are connected with all the construction
Mm-hmm.
workers, the best construction companies, the best electricians, the best, all that is basically, already equipped for you. You don't even have to go looking for it because they are contracted, or they work with some of the best, most
They have
reliable
a team of
people,
developers. Yeah.
construction workers, all that. So
Mhm.
I've been really working my butt off, meeting everybody, and knowing who is who and what is what, just to make sure that is a thing. Because what the building part is where it gets kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's very, very, very. I would say it could be very challenging in that area, because you know doing the work, putting in the work, the research, developers, the real estate agents, the title, the lawyers, the power of attorneys, the notaries, all of these people are important when it comes to this. So I've been focusing on that since I started my real estate journey over here because all of them are a key component to the process. You know what I'm saying? So even though Keller Williams has their own, we have a office, and our office pretty much has all of that in it. But still, to have your own right? To build your own team. That's why you're out there doing that, to get connected, to know who's who, to build your team of resources for your clients so that you can have go-tos for each deal or for each client or for each plot or for each property. You want to build your team. And I think that's very important. You can't just wake up and say I'm a real estate agent, and you need an inspector. You might even need a
All
plumber.
that.
You might need an electrician. You know what I mean? You need somebody to survey the land. You gotta have people to look up the title deeds. Is it listed on the NMLS? Like, so it's a lot of research. It's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of building and rubbing shoulders and being around the right people. A lot of building of relationships. So we're gonna talk about uh, the plots that I've been to, and I've been promoting and advertising on my social media for the past couple of weeks. And ours are a little bit different, more so because they are giving you financing options, and they also give
Mhm.
payment plans, and also like I was telling her, they give you basically 15 days to fly out. So,
Wow.
just for an example, this is applied, right? This is applied. So, like, let's just talk about this one for example. And for those of you who don't really understand the terminology or what means what, this enganche means the corner, correct? Like a corner lot. Okay. So as you can
Mhm.
see with this price point, you can break down your payments into 96 months. Okay. And the price per square meter would be 2,000 pesos. Right. But this is
Mhm.
because this is if you're getting it financed. Right. So it comes out to 261,000. So I'm going to do the math real quick. 261,000 pesos, and we're going to divide that by 17. Okay, that comes out to 15K. And the only reason why it's coming out so high is because you're breaking it down over 96 months. If you pay it faster, of course, the price of the lot isn't going to cost as much, right? If you paid in a shorter period, if you paid in a shorter time, the price of the lot is not going to be as much. As you can see now with the 125 months payment, it's at 271,875 pesos. So we'll do the math on that. 271,000 pesos, 875 divided by 17. That one is close to 16,000 USD. Okay. So the quicker you pay it off, the less you'll end up paying, right? So this is applied in the Ixtapa area. This is a Buen Fin discount that they had going on. This is the Joyas del Rincon area. And the good thing about the areas that I've been posting on my social media lately is it's a tight knit community. And just like how she was saying with the developers for the lot that she just presented, it's the same here. It's a family oriented. They have the developers, they have the construction workers, they everything come with the money or the credit. Okay, come with the money or the credit, and everything will be taken care of. So this is another plot in the same area, Colina Real. Okay, and as you can see, they have financing options and payment plans as well. But like she was saying, come with the cash, you pay it off fast. It's really up to you. If you want to split it up into payments, if you want to pay it out straight out the door, it's completely up to you. If you want to finance it, you can. Just know that if you finance it, it'll probably be a little more interest on top of it, right? So this is applied in the
Mhm.
Ixtapa area. This area right here is called the Eco Terra development. There's a bunch of apartments and houses over here. You have a OXXO store. It's a couple restaurants over here. And we're probably about 30 minutes outside of Puerto Vallarta, but it is a very peaceful, very peaceful, tranquil area right outside of Puerto Vallarta. Again, like I said, this is the Ecoterra apartment development, and these are markets and stores, so you really don't have to go far for food. Water and electricity is available on these plots, so that's something that you don't have to worry about. Again, we have payment plan and financing options available right on the public transportation route. As you can see, we have the electricity hookup. Everything is right there. All of the stores, everything is literally right there. Okay. All right. This is another development. And as you can see, everything is clean and ready to go in the area. The construction workers are definitely out there every day because there's so much land in this area that's available and ready for purchase. All right. Stop my screen real quick. And okay, all right, cool. So what is the name of the you work for a real estate company, right? And what was the name of them? If you wanted, if did you want to put them
It's
onto that or
Landrada.
no, not yet?
Landrada. Do you hear me?
Okay.
Uh,
Yep. Hmm.
I don't know if it's messed up. Yeah,
Yep. You can
Landrada.
hear me.
Hmm.
You can hear me. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So yeah. So we just wanted to let them know so that they understand that we both work for a legitimate real estate company in Mexico. She works for Landrada. I work for Keller Williams. She's on the Cancun, Mexico side, Cancun, Tulum, Quintana Roo, the Yucatan area, all on that side. I'm on the west side, Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Los Cabos. I'm on that side. So it's kind of, before we move on, is I want to reflect real quick because I want us to get back grounded. When did we do our last interview? Was that
Oh,
last
it's been
year
a
or earlier
while.
this year? I'm
Oh, it's
trying to
been a
figure out if it was
while.
last year or earlier this year. I know it's been it. I can't remember exactly when. We're working so much, man. But just wanted to
It's been a
reflect
while.
real quick. Like, I don't think either one of us like knew that this would be happening the way that it's happening. Did you know that it would be happening the way? Did you know that?
Did not know
Did
it'd be
you?
happening.
I didn't either. So I just wanted to point that out for y'all. Because we got some loyal listeners and loyal followers and viewers, and for those of you who saw her on my channel before, and she was doing the exit planning thing, right? And she's doing real estate now. I was doing the radio TV thing, and I'm doing real estate now. So it just goes to show how sometimes when you just, have a little faith, spread your wings, you trust yourself, you have faith in the process. And then also sometimes you just never know how God or how the universe will lead you in certain down certain paths. And
Say that
honestly,
again.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for it because who better to do it?
Right. And real quickly
um,
before you leave, I want to say this. I
no,
was
we ain't
looking
going
at
yet. We ain't going yet. We're not going. Go ahead.
well, because I have to go. I have to go get ready for my clients. But
Oh, you
I
got
looked up the
clients. Oh, okay, cool. I can
yeah.
finish it off.
I
I can finish it off.
I want to tell you no. I want to say this real quick though, because I looked up the Ixtapa hot springs, and I never knew there were hot springs in Ixtapa. But that's what you were saying. You were that's it. There's hot springs, but it's like on the outskirts. It said. I was like, oh, so I've been to Ixtapa a few times, and I never went to the hot springs.
Yeah, yeah. Mexico is big, man. Mexico is
It's
super big.
huge. It is
But
huge.
if you gotta go, we're not gonna hold you up. I can definitely finish it from here. If you want to leave everybody with your contact information, please feel free to do that.
Sure. Okay. So you can find me on Instagram, and my Instagram is off the resort because we want to encourage everyone to get off the resort and explore. Okay. There's so much out there, and don't be afraid. Media will have you afraid to do things that your heart desires. And then if
Correct.
you can find me on YouTube, and under YouTube, it's Mexico, and that's a different one. And you can find me on Mexico, which is Meccaco. Or you can just click the link in my bio on my Instagram, and it will take you to all my platforms and how to find me, because I'm on all social media platforms. So, and then yeah, if you're looking to come here to Cancun and or anywhere in the Quintana Roo area, and you need a place to land, I am your landing space. I do host people who are looking to stay, and I have an Airbnb, a nice size house. So this is what I'm doing in the next month. Actually, I have guests that are staying for 17 days to look for, a place to live and see how they like it here and talk about land.
Mhm.
There we go.
That's good. That's good,
Yeah.
man. Handle your business. Thank you so much for coming on the Real Right
Thank you
Show.
for
We
having
appreciate the
me.
time. Y'all make sure y'all hit her up if y'all are looking to purchase or rent space in the Cancun, Quintana Roo area. Her name is Diani on Facebook, Off the Resort on Instagram. You got an email or something you want to give them, or you just want them to have a social media?
If they go into my social media, you go to the link in my bio, you can
They'll
click
see
on
everything.
to my, everything will go there and take you to whatever you need to know.
Say less. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great evening and happy
All
holidays.
right. Buenas noches.
Yes.
Ciao.
Buenas noches, Les. All right, cool. That was a great interview. She's going to handle her business, and we are going to finish handling ours. We are going to get into some tips, tools, and skill sets that you need while traveling and moving abroad. For those of you who missed the Living Abroad and International Banking Dump that I provided for you guys on one of my earlier shows. I'm just going to share this again for our new um, viewers and subscribers who, again, like I said, are new here. So we'll share my screen again real quick, and then we are going to get out of here. It's been an hour. Y'all know we are live from 5 to 7, but we're going to knock this out and be out of you guys' way. It is the holiday season, and we want you all to enjoy your holidays. All right, so this is the Living Abroad International Banking Dump. And just make sure that you research the local economy wherever it is you're trying to go, whether it's Mexico, Brazil, Africa, wherever. Do a market analysis, check the environment, check the agriculture, check the school systems, the healthcare for the local area. Does your health insurance work out here as well? All right, search social media for groups. Make sure you look into the groups on Facebook, on Instagram. They have WhatsApp groups. And you go to these foreign places, go to the co-working spaces, go to the libraries, search information, search for resources through the local hashtags. Okay. Here are a couple apps that you are going to need or use while you are out, when you're transferring money, when you're doing wires, when you're conducting business. Get Zoom. Zoom is a branch of off of PayPal. Remitly, I use Wise. Dollar app, DOLAR. Okay, that is another. These are international banking apps that you can use to process transactions or do wires. Okay, Google Translate, Duolingo, and Rosetta Stone. If you are looking to learn the language, if you are looking to translate things and you don't know the local language, definitely download Google Translate. You can type whatever you're trying to say in English and it'll translate for you. Check the exchange and conversion rates, okay? Check the conversion rates in the country before you leave and even consider pulling the money from your bank before you go. All right, call your bank and find out how much or what's the max you can pull for the currency of the country that you're moving to, okay? These are some tools that you can use while you are traveling and moving abroad, all right? Thank you guys so much. This has been another another installment of the Real Right Show. If you guys are looking, okay, to rent or purchase real estate, residential, commercial, or land in Mexico, the country of Mexico, contact me, Michael Smalls, on Facebook. My Facebook page is Michael Smalls, KW Bahia, Mexico Realtor. All right, my email address is michaeldevon@kw.mx, at kwmexico.mx. All right, we are live and in full effect. This has been another episode of the Real Right Show. We are live in full effect on Sundays from 5 to 7 p.m. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, tune in. And again, shout out to Suki in Oaxaca, MexicoHomeBuyingCourse.com. My discount code is EX9WZX93. All right. Again, MexicoHomeBuyingCourse.com. All right. And my discount code is EX9WZX93. Shout out to Suki Goki Hills on Facebook, developer, real estate. Let's go.